Hey there, listeners. I'm Tom.
And I'm James, and you're listening to World on a String.
Hey, James, I've just thought.
Yeah?
We don't actually. We have a little phrase that we say every time we start recording so that you can sync up the recordings.
Yeah.
But our intro is said as one sentence, so you could just use that.
Oh man, how have we not noticed that before?
Yeah.
We're 13
12
episodes
episodes.
in. Wait,
13 episodes.
okay, thank God.
Yeah, no, this is episode 13, you're right.
It's been a long time since we last recorded.
Yeah, it's been like a week and a half, because we had the
Yeah.
Jumbo week, where we did two in a week.
Jumbo week. And then, yeah, so how's your week? How's your Jumbo week been? Yep, it's a big week between.
Well, it's been quite stressful, actually, because it was A-level results day last week, and my girlfriend just finished her A-levels.
Yeah.
So, and I was with her for results day, and she didn't quite hit her offer, so was going through clearing. And bloody hell, it's stressful.
Yeah, I don't envy anyone that has to go through clearing. It's fucking tough.
Yeah, it was really.
Is she happy though?
Stressful. Yeah.
Good.
Very happy.
I'm glad. That's good. Yeah, because it's GCSE
I actually think happier.
Day.
I think that she'll be happier than where she would have been.
That's good.
With her offer, to be honest.
Good.
So
I'm glad. But yeah, fucking hell. I mean, A-levels in general are stressful, and then clearing on top of that, I imagine it's just awful.
Yeah, it's was a busy weekend.
Yeah, holy shit. I was in Liverpool, so I was completely out of it. Didn't know what was going on in the world or anything.
What were you doing in Liverpool?
Well, funny you should ask, Thomas, because if you head over to my YouTube channel, which is my name, you'll see a cute little video that I made about my
What's your name, sorry?
James Curgenven.
Oh, right.
Good luck typing that one in.
Curgenven,
that's me. Yeah, so I decided, instead of just taking photos while I was in Liverpool, I'd kind of film little bits, because you catch more with a short video than you do with photos. So I was like, oh, I'll film a bit and then I'll put it into a cute little video and then we can keep it forever. Holy shit, I filmed like half an hour worth of stuff, just like odd clips, just whipping my phone out, just recording stuff. So I put it into a video, and I wasn't going to put it on YouTube. I was just showing my parents. I showed Jess's parents, and they're like, oh, that's really good. And then I've got my godmother, she lives in Germany, and I've got some family abroad. So I was like, you know what, I'll put it on YouTube. Why not?
If you've got a video, why not, right?
Yeah, and it's mad. So that's my week. That's literally what I've done. Oh no, I failed my driving test. That was good.
You failed it?
I failed. I got 5 minors.
James.
5 minors, and I failed.
5 minors isn't a fail though. You have to get 15.
Yeah, but
Did you get a major as well?
Yeah.
Did you hit a kid?
No, not again. So at a roundabout, you give way to the right. In Britain. So I was stood at roundabout, letting all these cars go past.
But that's your first mistake. You're supposed to do it in a car.
That was it. And then the guy to my right, we made eye contact, and he flashed me to go. So I was like, well, I'm not going to hold up traffic here, am I? Right. So I went, and then that was a fail.
Yeah.
But
I failed first time. But you're going to have to redo your theory now, aren't you?
Yeah. So
that was your second time?
That was my second time.
Oh.
Let's not talk about my first time. There were many minors and I think about 4 or 5 majors. But oh well, I'm not too fussed. I feel like
Have you got any kind of? Do you think you'll do your theory soon, or just wait?
13th of September is when it's booked.
Oh, you're redoing it very quickly.
Yeah, because 5 minors isn't bad.
Will you be back at uni then, won't you? The 13th.
I'll be heading back on the 16th, I think.
Will you be taking driving lessons at all?
I'll try. I'll probably come back because it's not too far back from Hull to here, so I'd probably maybe come back. I'm yet to sort it because the Hull roads are awful, and I really don't want to do it in Hull because
I feel like just wait until like you're next home for a while, like to do your theory and stuff.
No, because it lasts 2 years.
Yeah, but you're just unnecessarily constraining yourself.
Yeah, but like what? Like a month?
I agree that in this particular scenario, doing it now and doing it like whenever next summer or whatever is irrelevant. but
yeah,
the concept of it, the principle behind it.
yeah, I understand. Oh well, you don't rule my life.
You're right. I don't.
But yeah, that's been my jumbo week of amazing activities.
I defragmented my hard drive this week.
Wait, is that where it frees up a load of space?
I don't know what it does, but it took 10 hours to do it.
Jesus
so hopefully
Christ.
my laptop won't crash today.
Well, wow. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's actually really, really easy to do. You press the Windows key.
Yeah.
You type in defragment in the search bar, and it will say optimize and defragment or optimize and analyze or something like that.
Oh.
You click that, and then you press go.
And it just does it.
It does it. It took ages, like 10 hours. I did it overnight. But
oh, that's a smart move.
I haven't really done anything with my laptop since. Like, that would be resource intensive. And this recording's actually the first thing. So
yeah.
If it doesn't crash and I don't have any audio dropouts, because usually I get like a few seconds audio dropout of Audacity where it says there's not enough processing power, so we've dropped audio here and here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I won't get any. There's only been like 2 or 3 recordings that we've done so far where I've not had any dropout.
Oh my God.
So if I don't, I'll assume that my defragmenting has helped.
I'm excited. I'm excited to find out.
Me too.
Holy crap. So,
do you know what else I'm doing this week?
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. Tell me. No, go.
I'm quite excited for this, right? So you'll know because you've known me a very long time, since I was like 9.
Yeah, 6, but whatever.
It wasn't 6.
It was
man.
year 3.
That's
year
not
3.
True.
Year 3.
Year 3 isn't 6.
7.
6 and 7 is year 1, isn't it?
No. Because year 6
no, that's 5, 6. Yeah, 5, 6, 6, 7 is year 6.
It's
year 2.
Yeah.
Year 2 is 6, 7,
8.
then 7, 8 is yeah, fair enough.
Boom.
So 7, yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Anyway, continue.
But I had up until about 3 years ago exactly the same hairstyle for all that time, like my entire life.
Oh no.
My hair just
Where's
being
this one going?
kind of like a bit of a
mop.
Yeah, it was like a middle parting bowl cut. I'll find some pictures and I'll put them on my Twitter. Or probably the WAS Twitter, because
you should get some and compare our haircuts if we've got photos around a similar time. Because mine was fucking massive.
Then a few years ago I got it done.
It looked
quite
really
nicely.
Good.
Up, kind of very slightly swept to the left and kind of up at the front. And I decided I'm bored of that now. And so tomorrow I'm going in to have a chat with Johnny. My barber.
I like the sound of Johnny.
And I found a couple of pictures on Pinterest that I'm going to float with him. And I'm possibly going to get because my hair's black essentially. It's a very, very dark brown black.
Yeah.
Very light brown highlights in it.
Oh my God, Tom.
And then it kind of done backwards. I'm quite excited.
I can't wait to see it.
It's very different to anything I've done before with my hair. I don't even put gel in it. Like, I don't really put anything in it. It's quite luscious.
It's quite scary.
But yeah, who cares? So I'm gonna maybe dye it and do some fancy stuff with it. I'm quite excited.
I can't wait to see this.
Small step for man, but a giant leap
for hairstylists all around the country. I started doing my hair in a quiff actually while I was in Liverpool.
Did you?
Yeah. My God, it looks great.
What kind of quiff? Like a Henry Cavill Superman curl quiff?
No. I just kind of saying slicked it back makes it sound like I was either going for Danny Zuko or like a really smarmy ass Joker, but it looked okay. So I'm gonna say slicked. Yeah, it's kind of slicked back, but not really. And then I tried doing it today and it didn't work, so I just
maybe I'll have to properly watch this video that you put up there.
Yeah, exactly. God, what a
When the first, literally the first minute of it was just out of the train window, I turned it off.
Oh, really? Does that put people off? I'm genuinely interested.
It just wasn't anything to see. Do you know what I mean?
No, well,
a lot of it was train stations.
A lot of it is golf later on. I think 4 minutes of it is golf.
I quite want to watch the golf, actually.
We didn't get much.
It sounded quite interesting.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like they'd be that alright with you filming it, to be honest.
No, they were really chill. Well,
fair enough.
I was quite behaved, so I don't know whether they were chill.
Right,
but
okay.
So in Liverpool and Birmingham, they have this place called Ghetto Golf, which is like it's a like a golf course that you book, and you go into this massive warehouse where it is,
Like
and
mini
there's
golf,
just
right?
like crazy golf, yeah, and it
Yeah.
is crazy, and they've got all like in this warehouse, they've got all these different holes with all these different themes, but they're all like really well done. So the first hole was like you start in a 60s like camper van that's all spray painted on the side.
Bet you
Um,
liked that.
oh my God, I loved it. But so as you go around,
James's bedroom wall used to be.
there's
I don't know if
photos
it
of
still
that
is
somewhere.
actually. Probably still. Is it still?
No, it's bright yellow now.
Oh, it used to be like kind of Andy Warhol pop art style
Camper vans.
Winnebagos.
Yeah. Oh
But
man.
yeah,
But
so
yeah,
the first
anyway.
one was like a
It was
camper
like
van.
camper van, you kind of hit it out the camper van, it goes around a corner, and they were like big holes, but they were all like in this warehouse. And as you went on, they got more and more kind of not X-rated because some were quite like dirty in a sexy way, and then there was some that was quite dirty in like a murder way. So one of the holes was, oh, I don't know whether I can say your parents listen to this podcast. I can't say
It's
this.
fine. They hate you already.
That's great. So one of the holes were like all these dildos sticking out the floor that you then bounced the ball off
So you
into
and Jess fit right in.
so it was great. We didn't feel awkward at all. There was no. It was amazing. There was one hole where it was a coffin, and in it was this old lady called Norma, and she had a Snapchat filter on her face. It was so
Oh,
good, and because of all this, the whole place is just rated 18 plus. Um,
that's
so
really
it's
funny.
all adults, so it's quite there's no little kids running around. But it is so good. If you're ever there for £10 a person, it's like 18 holes, and it takes an hour and a half just to do the golf, and you stay for cocktails and you get burger and stuff. Um, I really, really, really recommend it.
Sounds pretty cool. You're right next door as well to the
Peaky
Peaky
Blind,
Blinders
that's where it
bar, and
was.
we've
Yeah,
got a mutual friend who works there, so
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
If she listens, I'm sorry, I didn't.
I don't think she does.
No, that's fine. Right. This one's going to be a long episode today, I feel, because I've got
Probably we're
six
almost
and
at
a
15
half
minutes.
pages of notes.
Have you really?
Yeah, I got a lot.
Jeez.
These are like proper like book pages. So we'll go on to the album.
So, oh god, yeah, the album. You picked it.
Yeah, I picked it because I forgot to choose anything else. That is my defense. I think it is a best of album, which worries me a
But I
bit
don't. I'm
slightly.
not convinced it is. I was
Okay.
reading their Wikipedia page,
Hmm.
and they've actually released two albums titled Hollies with different track lists.
Oh, fucking hell.
One in 1965
Yeah.
and one in 1970, like 4 or 75. Does yours start with Falling Callings if we've
Yeah, it
listened
does,
to
it
different
does.
albums? Okay, it
It
does.
does.
Brilliant.
I didn't
Don't know
even
why
know.
they've done that.
No, just make it confusing. But yeah, anyway, I chose an album called Hollies by the Hollies.
Mm.
And they're kind of like a 70s pop band. Or maybe, yeah,
They're actually from the
60s,
UK.
70s.
They're from Manchester.
Manchester.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. That's cool. Manchester's cool. Let's go on though, because we're gonna run so over time. It's
I don't.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay.
Falling Calling.
I have a lot I want to talk about with Les Mis. So
Same. So we can just get through the album.
yeah,
Uh,
that's exactly what it felt like this week.
it really
So
did.
the first song is Falling Calling,
Hmm.
and so I don't. Neither of us had heard any of the Hollies beforehand.
Apart
other
from
than
in the film.
it was in Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Yeah. Hmm.
It was really strange. So going into it, I didn't know if I'd like it or not. Has a weird kind of harmonica based vibe.
Yeah.
It was very very 70s.
Yeah.
And I actually spent the whole time thinking they were an American band. I've written on quite a lot of songs. This is very American, very stadium country.
Well, I thought it sounded country.
Manchester. They're from Manchester.
Well, don't have much of a Wild West in Manchester. But yeah, Fallen Calling, fade out number one. Done.
I actually didn't mind this one. I liked the
What?
layering. There's like 2 or 3 instrumental melodies and like 2 vocal melodies all going on at once, but they all complemented each other quite well. So first one, not too bad.
Oh my God. Okay, I hated it. Down on the Run.
This one, when I was describing the group, the Hollies, to my mum and dad and my grandma at one point as well, because I went to see her, I
Mhm.
described them as like mamas and papas. but
Right.
not good.
Oh, I
And
thought.
this one was the most similar to Mamas and
Yeah.
Papas.
Yeah, I could see. I can see that kind of the very
It was also
few
quite
Mums and Papas songs I know.
Beatles-esque.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, this one was okay. I mean, not great. It was
I,
my
it,
number one at one point.
are you familiar with Diesel.org?
No.
Diesel.org is like, I think, a open source music that's used in a lot of like video games, driving video games and stuff as a placeholder music.
Yeah.
And it's like trucker music. And almost every song on this album had a little like string motif that sounded just like Diesel.org. Like very similar, starting with this one, and then it had a harmonica solo, and
Yeah.
then it faded out.
Yeah, this is fade out number 2.
It's bad. I
Holy
didn't
shit.
like it.
No, that's fine. Don't let me down, Tom.
Didn't mind this one. Had a
What?
bit of an orchestral string backing. In fact, looking at my listings, this is number 1, but I didn't like any of them. So it being number 1 is slightly meaningless. It's just not as bad
Oh,
as the
Tom, I
others.
think we're gonna be split on the rankings, even though we didn't like the album. Oh, very strange.
What did you say about it?
Yeah, it was just kind of a pop ballad, wasn't it?
Hmm.
I liked the build. There was like a build up, and I think there's like a chorus of people at the end. It's been a while since I've listened to it, but I like that. I've written that I like that. But this is fade out number 3. Oh,
Love makes the world go round.
I love this one. This one was really nice.
I liked this one.
Felt very
I liked the
50s.
pseudo orchestral style of
Mhm.
written.
Yeah, yeah,
And then there was a little change towards the end where some brass like trumpets came in.
yeah.
That was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. It was very there was like the triplets in the piano and the kind of doo-wop chords. It made it all very 50s and 60s, which I really, really liked. So that one, big thumbs up from me.
A big thumbs up. Wow.
Wow. A really big one. Um, oh God, I just turned my
The
volume up
day
really
that
loud.
Curly Billy
Oh
shot
God.
down Crazy Sam McGee.
Yeah.
I just don't know what happened on the day that Crazy Billy shot down Curly Billy shot down Crazy Sam McGee.
Don't think
I listened
anyone
to the
does.
song. I was trying to pay attention to the words, but his voice annoyed me. The music was boring, and I practically fell asleep.
Oh, at
So I
least you
don't know
got.
what happened on that day.
Yeah, no,
I
nor do
did
I.
like the title.
Yeah, the only thing I really got about this was I just wanted it to be faster. It felt like it was dragging the whole goddamn
They were all
time.
very boring.
Yeah, you wanted some life in them.
If you went to see them live, nobody would be moving in the audience.
Are there any live
It,
clips of them on YouTube that also have the
I
audience
don't know.
included?
I don't know. But I just can't imagine it being an engaging, dynamic concert
No,
at all for any of them.
they
Like
can't.
with like Moose Blood and some of the stuff that I've not loved, but I thought were like I could imagine actually live. I'd be quite into it, and the atmosphere would
Yeah,
be good. Certainly not with this.
maybe their whole like career is just built off managing to create a mad atmosphere at
Maybe
concerts that we just don't feel, so we just don't like the
it
music.
could be.
Holy shit, I can't see it
It
though.
strikes me as unlikely.
Yeah, I did. Same here.
It's a shame. It's a game.
Yep. This one,
What do you think?
bit creepy. Had a horn section and a sax solo, and then it
I
faded
liked
out.
that.
But it
I
sounded a bit
liked the
creepy.
horny bit, the horn
The
section, sax section. Shut up. I liked that bit. Then it faded out. Yeah, got into it.
Oh, I like that one.
I've written under this one. This whole album sounds just a bit too American.
Oh,
Again, they're from Manchester.
maybe they were trying to feel
Didn't know
American.
that at the time. Probably.
Yeah, they can't feel
Mamas
British
and Papas,
anymore.
I'm pretty sure, are American.
Yeah.
And it is definitely influenced by.
Hmm. I need to listen to more Mamas and Papas.
Well, you're in luck.
Why? Oh no.
But I've got on a Mamas and Papas album,
Spoilers.
so that we can compare.
Yeah, that's a good
Rubber
idea.
Lucy.
Yeah. Cool.
It was pretty inoffensive, I wrote.
Yeah.
And when inoffensive is one of the highest compliments I can put on a song.
Muster.
It's not the greatest of
No.
albums.
There were some
I
nice
actually,
vocal harmonies that I
this is the
enjoyed.
first time in any of the albums that I've wished for the vocal tracks to be turned up in the mix and to be louder and more prominent.
Oh.
I couldn't make out what they were saying half the time.
It's because they,
It sounded
they
like they
don't
were
know what they're
whispering.
saying. They're just making
Probably
it up
true.
as they go along.
Probably just racist vitriol.
Yeah. Pick up the pieces again.
It was so I've only got one note for this
Go on.
one. And that's all the way through. It was just like a couple of notes away, or a slightly different feel of being one of those like really cheesy, kind of stereotypical 80s porno musics. That like
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Well, I said it was creepy, so I guess that's basically the
Yeah,
same
thing, isn't it? You can imagine him coming in with one of those like big mustaches.
Yeah, and a Hugh Hefner like.
Hey, doll! Want to come live in my mansion?
Oh man. Oh, that's great.
Transatlantic Westbound Jet. It was another quite a good title, really.
Did you actually like that title?
Yeah, it's kind of like I can imagine an ELO song having that title.
But it'd be better.
Obviously, the song would be better. Anyone could bloody make a better song. Utterly bland. I wrote for this one.
Yeah, this was literally bottom of the list. It's dead bottom for me. Hate it. Wouldn't listen to it again.
My dead bottom was actually It's a Shame It's a Game.
Whoa, hold the phone. Okay, you can release it again.
Okay, just dropped it. It's smashed into a million pieces.
That's good. I'm glad.
Oh, I just punched my microphone. You'll have to edit that out.
Out on the road.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Oh man. Oh shit. Out on the road, Thomas.
There's a wah 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 effect that is really grating on me.
Was there?
That's what I wrote.
Oh.
On the guitar.
Oh
The
yeah.
guitar
yeah,
is like.
yeah. I thought you were going to do like, in the old if you're in Frankie and Benny's and you hear the 50s and 60s music and you get all like the singers going.
All I ever hear in Frankie and Benny's, right, is when you go to the bathroom, they're always playing one of those like
learn Spanish.
Learn. It's obviously Italian, James. It's in Frankie and Benny's, but
I get confused easily.
Like one of those learn Italian tapes in the bathroom. Why? Who's camping in the bathrooms of Frankie and Benny's and learning Italian?
Maybe it's just like they want you to keep coming back, or to keep
and
getting
osmose the language.
Yeah,
It's so weird. It puts me off. I'm there in the toilet and I'm like, oh, this is so
I always
creepy.
think there's a fucking dude in there with me every single time.
like learning Spanish.
Yeah,
And the
like
voice
he's
will be
in one of the stalls or something. And I just kind of hear him whispering, "Oh, bienvenido." I'm like, what?
It's so weird. Anyway, that's my Frankie and Benny's thought of the day.
Oh God, love you, Frankie and Benny's. Please sponsor us. The air that I
really
breathe.
do like Frankie and Benny's. Actually, they're pretty good.
I've gone off
for what
it.
they are.
I
went with my girlfriend last time I was up there. Is it like last week?
Yeah, they've changed the menu. I don't like it, so
Right.
I refuse to go.
I hadn't noticed a change, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks a bit tackier.
We had dough balls and pizza, and it was very nice.
Yeah, that's a good shout, to be fair. Holy shit. Anyway, come on, Tom. Let's keep
Out
on
on the road.
No, air that I breathe.
Have we just done that? Oh, we have. We've just done Out on the Road. See, there's so many songs that are also bland and boring. I even forget what I'm saying about them. But that being said, The Air That I Breathe was pretty good.
This is a good one. I think
it was quite David Bowie.
I don't listen to much Bowie either.
Times. It reminded me of like Changes in a way.
Changes. Yeah. So
I think you chut too much.
Did I?
I think so. There's definitely not that many chus.
Yeah. So, do you know the whole story behind The Air That I Breathe?
It's not theirs. It's a cover.
No. Wait, is it? No, it is theirs. It is theirs.
It's not theirs.
It is theirs.
I read it on Wikipedia. It must be true. Go on, tell me the story.
Whoa, that's blown my story out of the water then, because you know Radiohead's Creep?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know any Radiohead. I might know it if it was playing.
Yeah, I think you will.
I don't know it.
But anyway, basically, so at this moment in time, Creep is suing, I've forgotten her name, one of the current pop singers, Lana Del Rey,
Oh,
for a
right.
song that she wrote using Creep's chords. But then Creep got sued about 15 years earlier by the Hollies for using the chords from The Air That I Breathe in Creep.
Well, according
There
to
you go.
Hollies' 1974 album from Wikipedia, the Free Encyclopedia,
Yeah.
the centerpiece of the album is the band's classic cover of Albert Hammond's ballad "The Air That I Breathe,"
My
a major
God.
worldwide hit that year. So maybe they also were sued by him.
Yeah, but Radiohead are paying the Hollies for the use of the chords, which I don't think is right because people shouldn't like fucking
It's just
use.
chords, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh well.
Interestingly, Albert Louis Hammond, the guy who wrote it,
Yeah.
has also written for Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, Diana Ross, Tina Turner of Spice Girls fame. She's not a Spice Girl. That's a joke between me and my flatmate that literally nobody will get. And Aretha Franklin, who died this
Oh my
week.
God. You had to. Oh, that's really sad.
Rest in peace. Everything is connected.
You know who else died
Watch
this
Dirk
week?
Gently. Do I know who else died this week?
Robbie Rotten's dead.
Oh no, James.
What?
Oh, he is.
He's really sad. It's really
He
sad.
was number one.
We should. Did he release an album? We can watch Lazy Town. That can be our next
Let's
TV
not
show.
watch Lazy Town.
Holy shit. We need to keep
But
on
yeah,
track.
There That I Breathe was in Seeking a Friend for the End of the World is the reason that we listened to this album, and
Yeah.
it's probably one of the best on there.
Definitely. Agreed.
It did fade out, though.
Mexico Gold. That was fade out number 10 for reference. Mexico Gold.
I listened to this song three times, different days. Still didn't have anything to write about it.
Okay, that's cool.
I literally could not pick out one thing to write.
Yeah. Fade out number 11. Tip of the iceberg.
Again, it's the same. This one I got a kind of... Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
I've seen bits.
Have you seen the bit in Pulp Fiction when John Travolta and... Oh God, what's her name? Edit in me saying her name. I do the dance at the milkshake place.
Yeah, I have seen that bit.
This would be the kind of music that will be playing at one of those dances.
Okay, yeah, I understand. I get
It's
that.
Uma Thurman, isn't it? It is.
I think so.
It is Uma Thurman. I'm sure it is.
The
I
name
just
rings a bell.
started to second guess myself.
Never
But
did
the
that.
only other Uma is Uma Stubbs,
And that's...
who's definitely not.
Wait,
It
is
Uma
she
Thurman,
in
yeah.
Sherlock? She's...
Sherlock. She's
I've forgotten her
Mrs.
name. Hudson. Hudson.
Whitby.
Hudson. What?
Yeah.
Miss Whitby. Good God, we're all over the place today.
I'm usually pretty good with names and stuff like that. Oh well.
It's because you're too busy thinking about your new blonde streaks that you're getting.
I am. I'm very distracted
Um,
by how sexy I'm gonna look.
oh, I can't wait to see it.
Okay.
Burn fire, burn. Burn, Tom, burn.
I have nothing to say for any of them,
That's
James.
okay.
I just.
Yeah,
Oh, so
some of the chords were nice in that, but that was all. Born a Man? Were you born a man, Thomas? Or
I
you...
was and still am.
Oh,
I guess I was
I
born
meant,
a
were you
boy,
born
really.
like a baby? But you were like, no,
Yeah.
I was born a man.
No, fully formed, I sprang from the womb.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's just this one was a pop ballad. The backing
I didn't
vocals were nice.
dislike the piano.
Honestly, Tom, can't remember the piano, but thanks.
I thought that this one was another one that wasn't as bad as the others and would have been alright to have on as background music over a dinner party or something. Not a dinner party, but like eating dinner, like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that. Finally, no more riders.
This actually I quite liked.
Yeah, there was no fade
Right.
out on this one.
Finishing strong. And there's just something about the rhythm of the lyrics. I
Mhm.
don't know what they were saying, I don't know what it was about, but the rhythm of the lyrics really appealed to me.
Yeah.
It was very poetic, I think, in the way that it scanned. I quite liked that.
Oh, you're really good at listening to lyrics. Got to
I like
admit.
lyrics.
But yeah, I also like this. Nice vocal harmonies, and there was no fade out. 14 fade outs out of 16 songs.
That's absurd.
2 weren't.
Which two?
The
That would have
last
been
one, No More
what?
Riders,
No More
and the
Riders.
50s, 60s one. Let me go back. Love Makes the World Go Round.
Love makes the world go round.
Right, we'll do our
Why
ranks.
do you think that is? Why do you think that they have so many fade outs?
Well, because the sheer amount of songs, they're like kind of write a verse and a chorus. That's fine. And then how do we end it? Dunno, let's move on to another song. Chuck a cheeky fade out in there.
I feel like it's just absurd that there would be so much laziness.
Did this?
I feel like it must be studio meddling from the label, being like it's too long, just fade it out. But that it would happen so often, it's just crazy to me. I'm feeling I need to know. My hatred of fade outs is taking over my whole life.
Do they have a Twitter? Can we tweet them?
I don't really want to tweet them. In the album picture on Spotify, they all look really creepy.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, it's like they were going for like a
McPoyle
Beatles
twins in Always Sunny.
No.
The McPoyle brothers.
No, I don't think I've got that far.
It's like a really inbred family in Always Sunny
Right.
Philadelphia. They look like that.
Oh my days. Okay, that's strange. Poor guys.
That's a really horrible thing to say.
Can we tweet the Hollies, telling them to listen to this?
Please don't. I have nothing against any of them as individuals except the one that left the band, according to Wikipedia, and I hate him.
Why do you hate him?
Where's your loyalty?
Oh my days. He saw the ship was sinking and he jumped. Anyway, let's do some ranks. I'll go first because I chose the album. This is going to be a long ranking session and I can't be bothered saying the numbers, so you're just going to have to figure them out as I go.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Air That I Breathe, Love Makes the World Go Round, Tip of the Iceberg, Mexico Gold, Out on the Road, No More Riders, Born a Man, Burn Fire Burn, Down on the Run, The Day That Curly Billy Shot Down Sam McGee, Don't Let Me Down.
Whoa! Shot down crazy Sam McGee.
Sorry. I couldn't fit it all on the line. Crazy Sam
I've just
McGee.
written Curly Billy.
Curly Billy. Don't Let Me Down. Rubber Lucy. Falling Calling. It's a Shame It's a Game. Pick Up the Pieces. And then Transatlantic Westbound Jet.
No, ours are fairly similar. I've forgotten to rank Mexico Gold because I did just find it so utterly forgettable. I can't be bothered to go through them all. The four that I liked in this order were Don't Let Me Down, The Air That I Breathe, Love Makes the World Go Round, and No More Riders.
Okay.
And then I didn't like Tip of the Iceberg, Down on the Run, and It's a Shame It's a Game as my lowest three. And then all the others, which I just meh.
Yeah. I think that sums that album up. Meh. Good one. I like that. I like that a lot. Holy shit. Right.
I'm actually almost quite interested to go into why this album was so bad and so meh, but we don't really have the time to do it, and I'm not that interested. Maybe we'll talk about it next week when we're talking about Mamas and Papas, which I think is quite good, but also quite similar. Well, we've got something to compare it to. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's go on to our
Let's
film.
not forget. Yeah, the film. Good idea.
What shouldn't we forget?
About the thing that you just said that I've now forgotten.
Oh, right. Yeah. To talk about the juxtaposition.
That's it. Good one. Nice.
Les Mis.
Les Miserables.
I picked Les Miserables as the film because you wanted La La Land last week.
Yep.
And I found that to be an utterly not a great film and an awful musical.
Oh.
And I wanted to suggest this because, in my opinion, Les Mis is a musical done absolutely brilliantly. Like Les Mis as a production, not necessarily the film version of it. I do really like the film version of it, but there are people have a lot of complaints with casting and stuff, which we can delve into perhaps. But I actually do really like the film version. But Les Mis as a musical, I think, is an absolutely fantastic, almost flawless musical.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about it kind of in, not comparison to La La Land, but why I don't like La La Land as much.
Yeah.
What La La Land does wrong, that Les Mis does right.
Okay.
Was why I picked it.
Let's lay down the law here. Alright, Crazy Sam McGee. This was the first time I've seen Les Mis. So the film is my first,
Interesting, yeah.
So
I watched it with my girlfriend, and that was the same for her.
Okay, yeah. So I've not seen the play, like the actual musical on stage. Just to clarify
Mhm.
that before. Second off, La La Land, they're completely different things, right? In Les Mis, there is so much singing. Like it's all singing. They
It's
just
basically an
don't
opera. Yeah,
stop.
it is
Yeah.
basically an opera.
La La Land, yeah, there's bits of singing, but they do some talking in between, and there's
Well, I'll do
musical.
West Side Story next time then,
Oh, I can't watch that again.
because that's brilliant as well.
But yeah, I did really like Les Mis. I was told by a lot of different people that I would absolutely hate it. Jess included. She was like, "No, you're not going to be able to watch it." And when I saw that it was 2 hours 47 minutes long, I was like, "No, I can't watch this. This is
My grandma,
ridiculous."
my grandma, oh my god, my girlfriend. Oh my god. My girlfriend thought the same thing. Like, very early on, she looked at me and she was like, "Do they talk at all?" And I was like, "No,
Yeah.
not really." And she's like, "Jesus Christ!" But by the end of it, she was in tears. So was I.
I cried.
It does. You do kind of get over it.
Can we Yeah, you do stop thinking about them talking. When they talk, it is a bit of a surprise. Like I imagine vice versa, if they were all talking in a film and then everyone starts singing, do you hear the people sing? And you're a bit surprised
Yeah,
then.
be a bit weird.
Can we quickly go into some of the casting choices though?
Yeah,
Because I
the very controversial one is Russell Crowe as Javert.
yeah, um,
That's the big controversial casting choice. A lot of people really dislike his portrayal of Javert.
so I think maybe I'll be looking at this differently then because I haven't seen the musical, so I don't
Hmm.
really know like Chavert's full character. But I thought Russell Crowe was a good choice, apart from the
Me
fact
too.
he doesn't know how to sing. And he needs to learn how to sing. Not drastically. He's not a bad singer,
As
but
somebody who doesn't know how to sing, I don't mind him at all. I
no,
actually
I
think
didn't.
his characterization of Javert is very, very
Yeah,
believable,
yeah,
and really, I can believe that he would jump off the wall
man.
because his code had been broken.
I
Whereas when I've seen it before, the people almost seem too real and too compassionate that they it would break them, but they wouldn't kill themselves because their code had been broken.
yeah,
And actually, his complete unflinching. And almost in a way, I thought that his singing added to that. Like, when they're all doing their fancy, like, la la la's
he's
or
a
whatever, and
very
bloody Amanda Seyfried or whatever her name is being right arse about it. He's just there going, like, ba 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 ba
yeah,
ba.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
very, very
On the
monotonous, maybe,
nose
nasal,
almost.
maybe,
Yeah,
but I thought that it suited the characterization that he was going for, and I know that it is because he can't sing, and I'm sure that if he could sing, he would have done it differently.
yeah.
But
No, but I
I don't
agree.
think it ruined it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do agree with you. It wasn't a complaint, and I'm not bothered that he can't sing because he's an actor. But I did like Russell Crowe as the acting choice. Um, then
which were your other?
the next big one, I was gonna go through all the main ones.
Yeah, that's fine. Go through them.
Hugh Jackman as Jean Valjean, I had a bit of a problem with.
Did you? Why was that?
I mean, so I mentioned last week, I think that Greatest Showman. I was talking about that, and Hugh
Right,
Jackman's
yeah,
in Greatest Showman, and he does a
he
lot of
is.
singing in that. And I think Hugh Jackman's singing in that is so much better than it is in this. God, he's awful in this. It was nearly off-putting.
He's not
He
awful.
really is. It, whoa, it was not great. I think his acting was okay, but I feel like
Your
they could have
singing's
found
not
something better.
great.
I know it isn't, but I'm not going and doing
I think
Les
he's really good.
Miserables.
I really think he's very good in this.
No.
I think he is a very. I think that he is a very good musical actor, and I think his singing talents are very strong. Whether or not he shows them off well in this is up for
Yeah.
debate, I guess. But I mean, my mum and dad have saw him ages ago, before I was born. They saw him on stage in Oklahoma, like before he was super well known, I guess, in a way.
Oh,
And
that's
they
kind
said
of
he
mad.
was really, really great in that. So I think he probably come. I'm almost certain he'll come from stage acting.
I think they're different. They're different.
And probably they are very, very different. But
Yeah.
possibly, very possibly, has done a lot of musicals, and so I think this was almost certainly his first film musical. Not like
Yeah.
filmed musical necessarily, but this
Hmm.
very much is a film adaptation
Of a
of
music.
Les Mis,
Yeah.
rather than just a filmed performance of Les Mis.
Yeah.
And so that was, and really, yeah, it doesn't happen a lot. So it was probably quite difficult for him,
Yeah,
possibly as a musical actor.
I guess. Okay. I can understand
But
that.
I don't know. To be honest, I did think he was very good in it. I thought that his actual ability to still act as a character while
Yeah.
singing is better than everybody
You
else's
know
in the
what?
film. People are acting and then they are singing and then they go back to acting, but he is acting constantly.
No, I think
Especially that song where the after the priest like gives him all the candlesticks and he like has that big epiphany and it's like a
yeah.
really long shot just on his face as he's like having a bit of a
Yeah.
meltdown and being very wholesome. I thought it was really really great.
Um Back to your point about them singing and then acting. I think Anne Hathaway also did an amazing job um
Yes,
of singing and acting at the same time.
yes, you're
To
right.
talk about casting choices as we go, Anne Hathaway was the perfect choice for whatever her character
Yeah,
name was.
really really great.
Yeah,
Fontaine.
Fontaine, that's it. She was really, really good. I really enjoyed her acting. Um, Moving on, who else have we got? Oh yeah, the landlord and the
Sacha
landlady.
Baron Cohen.
They were perfect. I loved them.
Brilliant, so good. Helena Bonham Carter and Sacha Baron
Just
Cohen.
amazing. Loved them.
These are. I've actually got a little bit of a kind of structural point about Master of the
Oh
House.
yeah, go for it.
And one of the reasons that I like it so much, and I think it is a great example of a musical done well.
Hmm.
Master of the House comes in after the events immediately prior to it
Mm.
are Fontaine getting fired
Yep.
and losing her livelihood, Fontaine getting all her hair chopped off and her teeth pulled
Oh
out,
man, that
Fontaine
was
being forced into prostitution and being raped.
yeah.
Uh, then Jean Valjean gets found out by Javert as being Jean Valjean and
Hmm.
has to escape. Then Fontaine dies, and then we find out that Fontaine's kid is like abused. It's a
Yeah.
very, very depressing series of events. The film is very bleak. We've had a lot of very bleak songs in a row.
Yeah.
And then out of absolutely nowhere comes Master of the House, which is just a hilarious song.
Yeah.
The sequence in the film is great, is really funny. Those two are fantastic together and fantastic at those roles.
Yeah.
And you almost forget how depressed you were 2 minutes ago
Yeah.
in the course of one song. And it allows it's probably the end of an act, and then Master of the House would start the next act if you were watching it.
Yeah.
I have seen it live in London actually, but I can't quite remember where the acts fell.
So
But it is
all
definitely a place to take a break. I
yeah.
don't think it probably is only two acts really.
It's
It'll probably be as the barricade goes up, is the when the curtain comes down, and then blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, I
go on
guess that
from
makes
there.
sense. So
Um,
are all the songs that were in the musical in this then like as they were?
Pretty,
Like
it's pretty faithful, yeah.
okay, so that's pretty good. I like
I
that.
think that Gavroche, the little kid.
Oh my God, please don't.
I think
Yeah.
his song is longer in the musical.
Oh, they could have given him a long one. What where he gets? Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Can we not? I'll start crying again. I can't.
But yeah, I mean, you could see not only the plot purpose of introducing the characters, introducing the environment
Yeah.
that Eponine is from, but also from a structural and an emotional point of view, the purpose that Master of the House serves in breaking it up and not having it all just be
Depressing.
and
Yeah.
to kind of kickstart this next sequence. There aren't any songs in La La Land that this isn't a dig at La La Land at all. This is just lesser musicals.
Yeah.
There's vast majority of musicals. The songs are just in there. They're not in there for a reason. They're not where they are for a reason.
Yeah.
This is just a story told using song. Whereas in Les Mis, I think that the song choice and style and positioning
Yeah. I
is
wouldn't.
all very
Crucial. Yeah, I wouldn't. I
Yeah.
wouldn't disagree with that at all. No, I think you are right there. Another thing about the music was it was kind of like so whenever the landlord or the master of the house and Helena Bonham Carter were singing, it would always kind of be that. I know there were separate songs,
yeah.
but like when Anne Hathaway kept singing, it always kind of felt like I dreamed a dream.
And with Javert, every time Javert
Yeah.
sang, it was that.
Yeah. Exactly. So
Yeah,
which I
it's very
liked.
much built around motifs rather than songs.
Yeah, which is
I think it is more of an opera in a
I
way.
definitely think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But one that's done in such a way that it is bearable to listen to.
Yeah.
Um, there were loads of good casting choices in this, and they surprised me. Like Eddie Redmayne, I really enjoyed.
Eddie
Um,
Redmayne's great.
Eponine's character, I loved her casting choice. I thought that was
I
great.
Yes, I like Eponine.
I liked
No, who do I like? I like Eponine.
yeah,
I hate.
Amanda Seyfried. I
Yes,
loved her. I thought she was great.
but I don't. Cassette, her character's name.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have a problem with Amanda Seyfried. I do think her singing voice is a little bit too flowery, but that does suit the
Hmm.
character. I just didn't think it suited the vibe of the film.
Yeah.
But I just don't. Cassette as a character is just so boring. How can Marius fall for Cassette over Eponine?
Yeah. Yeah, I get.
Eponine was just so much better.
Yeah, but like, you
And he
know,
sees her once in a market and he's like, I don't care about everything else my entire life has ever stood for.
um,
Cassette.
yeah.
And I know that's
It's just
theatre,
pathetic.
that's
Not
romance.
pathetic fallacy. What am I thinking of? What's the
I know
phrase?
what you mean. That is
Yeah.
it's just a trope, isn't it? That's just the way that stories
Yeah.
are. It's fairy tale in a way, isn't it?
I
But
can.
it's just so dumb because Eponine's so great.
You know Eponine?
Yes.
Whose side was she? I was so confused by all of it because I thought she was gonna like rat Jean Valjean and Cassette out to Javert, but then when Sacha Baron Cohen went over there, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna scream to alert them so they can escape." But I thought she
But she's
hated
not on anyone's
Cassette.
side. She's just in love with
Eddie
Marius, with Eddie
Redmayne.
Redmayne. As anyone would be.
That is understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the whole thing I think has destroyed me emotionally,
It really
especially
is tough, isn't it?
the kind of like they build the barricade. I was like, oh, it'll end in like half an hour, but it goes on for like an
Yeah,
hour and a half.
it really feels like it's going to be a very victorious, patriotic film, but actually it's very depressing.
Yeah, it really is. And
Tell you what else is depressing that I watched this week.
go on.
Christopher Robin.
Oh my God, I want to see it
It's
so
really
bad.
good. Go watch it. It's really good. But that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
do go watch it.
Yeah, so the whole hour and a half, which I guess you're right, that is the second act then.
Yeah.
Of this battle, it really does feel like a really long, lengthy battle, and when everyone's getting shot down, it feels really like grounding, I guess. Like you just expect
Where
everyone.
did you start crying? Because I think with this film, there's a point where you start crying and then you don't stop until it's over.
Yeah. Eponine's death, I was kind of like, yeah, that's really sad.
That is a really sad one. The rain, what is it like? Rain makes the flowers
Yeah,
grow, or whatever.
yeah,
That one's tough for me.
yeah.
I start getting that lump around empty chairs.
Oh,
Though I'm
really?
not 100% sure actually. When Javert pins the pin on Gavroche's chest.
That is heartbreaking.
That's always it. Every time I cry, every time in that scene. Usually I'm crying before, like the first. I've seen this quite a few times.
Yeah,
Typically I'm crying before then.
yeah.
When I saw it on stage, I started crying when Gavroche got shot.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was in
Because
tears.
the way that they did it on stage, obviously it's live music and everything, so all the music was going and he was singing his song.
Yeah,
And then there was a really loud rifle crack. And
yeah.
all the music just stopped completely dead and he just fell off the barricade. And that was like, it was just like silence
Oh my
for like
God.
for like a few seconds after that. And it was really powerful. I was just gone.
It must be tough for kid actors.
For a kid actor as well. I mean, it was probably
Steve Gavroche. I
a
mean,
bit older than the character. Do you know what I mean? They've got somebody young looking that's a bit older, but very impressive.
I thought the kid in the film was really good as well.
Was really good. Yeah, me
So
too.
good.
Has he been in anything else?
He must have been. Well, when
Into the Woods, The Lost City of Z, and London Town.
was that it? Into the Woods and Lost City of Z?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it started really good and then quickly fell off. Yeah, but he was amazing. I loved him. Like I really felt for him.
It was a bit weird that he had such a like Cockney accent when everyone else.
I was
I don't know,
confused at
like
that.
nobody was Fred. I don't know what was going on with
There
the
were some
accents. I think we should
Irish
just ignore
accents
them.
in there.
Yeah.
And it was very strange. What I did like was, which we've kind of mentioned before, Javert's internal battle. You know, where he is stood on the ledge and he's like, "Oh, how can I live?"
Javert
One of them.
actually is there's a lot of very interesting and very good directing
Yeah,
around Javert. There's 2 or 3 times we're shown him walking along a precipice or a wall,
yeah,
very confidently, right on the edge, just kind of strutting along it,
yeah,
which I think works really well with the way that he does then kill himself. I mean, his whole character is like the definition, in a way, of lawful. Whether you want to call it lawful good or lawful evil depends on your point of
but
view, I
yeah,
guess. But very much, he has his code and he'll stick by it, and it
yeah,
defines him. And
yeah.
the fact that he gets let go, it breaks him. He just can't understand why.
It is heartbreaking. I did feel for
He's
Javert
a
at the end.
very, very. He's one of my favourite characters, actually, I think,
Ever.
like, ever. I think he's very, very nuanced and very tragic.
Yeah.
My girlfriend hated him.
No, I really liked
For
him
like,
as
for
a
like the moment he
character.
came on, she was like, I can't wait for him to die.
And then 2.5 hours later,
When he does that awful, like, because he jumps off into
oh,
the
it
dam,
hits.
but then there's a really awful shot of him
Yeah,
just crunching against it. Oh,
yeah.
and she was going, yes.
No, I
Couldn't
felt
believe
really
it.
sad. Yeah, and there were points where I know that in the musical, the songs that they sing, they'd sound fine, but some of them, like so the first kind of there's a bit of a trio where it's Eddie Redmayne and Amanda Seyfried, and then Eponine joins in, and then they
Oh
like
yeah, when
at
they're
the
like
gate,
falling in love.
yeah, and they join in. There's
Yeah.
some super good harmonies, and Eddie Redmayne, wow, he blew me away with the singing. There were some really,
Yeah, he's
really
really,
nice
really,
harmonies.
really good.
It's
At
like
this, actually. He's
surprisingly
very
good.
good. I don't like
Um,
that song. I find it really
oh,
boring.
I love
but
it.
it is. They do sing it very, very well.
But then the same song comes back, and then Hugh Jackman comes and ruins it.
He doesn't ruin anything. You take that back.
Does.
He's great. He's so good.
It was just hard to listen to. Also, I have a technical question, which you might be able to answer. You know when they build that barricade full of like
Chairs
chairs
and
and shit,
stuff.
can that actually withstand cannons? Because there's nothing like substantial propping it up.
Um,
I'm 100% sure.
depends
it
on the
wouldn't.
cannon. I mean, I don't know. I feel like cannons probably aren't that destructive.
Really?
If you think about how heavy a cannonball is,
Oh.
I struggle to see how a cannon that can be reused. I've never actually seen a real cannon being fired in real life with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've only
yeah,
ever
yeah.
seen it in like pirate films, which I'm sure is incredibly
Pirates of the Caribbean is just so accurate.
So I don't know how much oomph you're actually going to get out of a cannon. I think you're just hoping on the weight
Yeah.
to deal damage, and against such a because it was a lot of wood. And if
Yeah.
you think about like a wardrobe, something like that, they're sturdy things.
Yeah, I guess.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I think that the barricades and using your furniture and stuff like that, I think that is a real thing that is taken from history. So it must have worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although then again, it did fail.
Yeah, because they all died.
They all died. Everybody flipping died. Everyone dies in play. Even the bad guys die and the good guys die.
Yeah, everyone's dead. The very ending was nice when Hugh Jackman died. I did enjoy that, and like all the dead came back. I really enjoyed that.
It does go on a little bit long.
Yeah,
the ending.
but I allowed it.
The thing is that there isn't any parts of it that I don't like. It's a bit like the end of Lord of the Rings, where the film finishes, and then you have like half an hour of Frodo being like, "Oh, goodbye, Sam," and then the elves being like, "Oh, goodbye, Frodo," "Oh, goodbye, Gandalf," and everybody comes into his bloody bedroom and jump on his bed and says goodbye, and it's ridiculous. It's like a flipping sketch.
Oh.
But it just seems to be obviously wrapping up the threads for all the characters, but there just seems to be a lot of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I did enjoy it.
I don't dislike any of it. Yeah.
And
then finishing off with "Can You Hear the People Sing?" as they're all
yeah,
stood
that
there
was
on the
a
barricade.
ridiculously
It's really good.
powerful song. Like I mean,
Yeah.
it's a song that you know people it before.
Yeah, people know it.
But you don't expect it to be
You
actually
can't,
as
yeah,
powerful
and
as it
patriotic.
was.
It makes you want to go and chop off the head of a nobleman.
It
It's
really
so
bloody
good.
does. But yeah,
The songs are, if you just look at the songs in this and the music in this, outside of the who's singing them and outside of the plot, they are all
they're objectively good.
fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They really are all fantastic. I mean, I really like Dream to Dream. I really like Anne Hathaway. There's a lot of people actually I think aren't a fan of Anne Hathaway's performance
Oh
in
no, I
Dream to
think
Dream.
she's amazing.
I think it's very
Did she
emotional.
actually shave all of her hair off for that? Because that is
Probably.
mad. I don't have
Hugh
the balls to
Jackman
do that.
lost a bunch of weight for that opening prisoner scene, and then put a bunch of weight on for the when he's
Rich
Mr.
again.
Monsieur Le Maire.
Monsieur Le Maire. Yeah, God.
Yeah,
Everyone has such crazy stories in this, and everyone just keeps bumping into each other again and again.
it's such a small. I never
France is
realized
a
Paris
tiny
was so
country.
small.
Yeah.
I think the dumbest thing about it for me is that Javert realizes that Monsieur Le Maire is Jean Valjean
After
because he lifts up some wood.
yeah.
It's very dumb.
But it is really good. Right. Should we move on? Should we move on to our choices? Oh, what score did you give it, by the way? Is this a 10 for you?
Yeah, yeah, I think it
Okay.
is. I mean, I don't know. Les Mis as a show is definitely a 10.
Hmm.
I can understand people's issues with this adaptation, but for me, they don't hinder my enjoyment of it. And actually, I think that a lot of the cinematography and a lot of the direction in it are very good anyway, like outside of how good Les Mis is.
Yeah.
So for me, yes, it is still a 10.
Mine's a 9. I'd give it a 9. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Even though everyone I ever told I was watching, they were like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna hate it," and I was like, eh. But I loved it. Really, really loved it.
Yeah, I really do think it is very, very fun. I mean, a lot of people do think it's very, very fantastic for very good reason.
Yeah. Should we move on to our choices?
Let's do it. So I'm picking the album
Mhm.
this week.
Yep.
And I'm, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be picking a Mamas and Papas album,
Yeah.
and that album is called "If You Could Believe Your Eyes and Ears."
Oh.
I think it might be their first album. It's got a couple of their most popular songs on. I don't know if you know any of them.
It's
Monday
California Dreaming's the only
and
one I know.
California Dreaming are both on that album.
Is that the one with the album cover and they're in a bathtub together?
Don't know.
Okay.
I guess it might be. Probably not.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it is.
The only one I know. That was lucky. So when I was
It's only like half an hour long.
oh,
So
well, mine's really
much
short
better
as
than
well.
like
Yeah.
10 trillion hours.
Yeah, but your film was
That-
super long as well.
It was super long. You're right.
Yeah. So when we were in Liverpool, we went to Tate, and if you're not from England
yeah.
and don't know Tate, it's a big ass.
Catherine Tate.
We
You
just
went
went
to Catherine
to see
Tate's house
for tea.
and watched Little Britain and Doctor Who.
But yeah. So we went there. We went to the Tate, and we saw this exhibit, and just off to the side of it, there's this room. You know how they've got rooms with videos playing. You see where this
Yeah.
is going?
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, we'll sit and watch this video, thinking it'd only be 3 minutes long. It was
And you were in that room for 10 hours.
it was 50 minutes long. 50. So we sat in there
Oh.
for an hour, for like an hour.
Yeah.
The film, which we're gonna watch, is called The Painter by Paul McCarthy. And
The Painter.
all I can say, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not on Netflix,
No.
but it is on YouTube. Okay.
My God, if you don't last all 50 minutes, you're a failure. If you last 50 minutes, I mean, the few days after it, you won't be able to like stop thinking about it. So
I can't find it on YouTube.
I'll send the link.
Send me a link. Okay.
But
The Painter by who?
Paul McCarthy. It's
Right, yeah, I've got it.
have you? It's strange. It's like absurdist art, and yeah. I'm scared to watch it again. Not to put you off or anything.
Okay, right. I mean, I'm intrigued.
Have you seen the picture? Oh my god,
it's like
it's
it looks like
awful.
a skeleton or something.
It is
like
awful.
skeleton. Or like ants or something
Just
running along sand. I'm not sure what that thumbnail is.
Try and watch it. Please.
Really?
I'm.
It's not going to be like some horribly graphic like body horror.
No. No. It's just. Yeah. I really don't want to watch it. Like I'm dreading it.
God.
Yeah.
Why have you picked it?
Oh yeah, that picture. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely no. Okay, yeah. It's awful. It is really, really awful.
Great.
But
I'm so looking forward to it.
When we came out of the tape, we watched that and we were like, no, we just can't do any more art today, and we just had to leave because it just fucked us up.
Well, it certainly sounds interesting.
There won't be much to talk about it, but I want to because this is like our first branch out into the art film medium, which is quite interesting.
I think you'll find that Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead, was a true art film classic.
Oh, it's close to that. Holy shit. Oh,
I want to recommend a new podcast for anybody out there who
see if they
likes
can
the podcast that I recommend.
Yeah, go for it.
It's not a new podcast, it's new to me. It's called Hello from the Magic Tavern.
Ooh.
It's an improvisational podcast, improv comedy, where the premise behind it is that a guy has fallen through a magical portal behind a Burger King and landed in like a fairy tale D&D world called Foon, and him and a talking badger and a wizard like interview people in Foon, and it's really, really funny. Episodes are in like 20 minutes long.
Oh, I'd watch that.
The guy the talking badger is played by the host of the Riddle podcast, that Hey Riddle Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other people on Hey Riddle Riddle stars in it occasionally.
Holy shit.
I wish I lived in Chicago. I wish I worked at the IO Chicago Improv Theatre, because everything they do podcast-wise is amazing, and I love them all, and I follow them all on Twitter, and I'm such a fanboy, it's disgusting.
Right, well, I know we've got a lot of things.
Listen to Hello from the Magic Tavern.
From our Audible sponsorship, but I'm sure we could do a trip to Chicago for you, Tom. Don't you worry.
We should join the Chicago Podcast Cooperative.
Can we do that? No, we can't.
No, we're not from Chicago.
Shit, I keep forgetting.
We can join the... I don't know.
West Yorkshire? Is that
West
the same
Yorkshire.
size as Chicago?
Sure. The West Yorkshire Podcast Cooperative.
We'll set it up.
Don't know, it sounds a bit sketchy.
Holy shit. Oh.
Okie dokie. Well, have you got any closing thoughts that you wish to say?
No. But if we're not the same for the next episode, I'm sorry.
If James, if you give me lasting issues, psychological issues, I'm going to be really angry.
It took me a good 3 days to get over it.
I'm only a small boy. I'm only 19.
Yeah.
I'm not ready in my life to get deep-seated psychological problems.
Oh man, I can't. I'm so scared. I'm dreading it. I hate that fucking film. Oh, get your parents to watch it though. I'm sure your mum would.
I'm gonna watch it first and vet it and see if it's suitable.
You know. Okay.
Anyway, thanks for listening to World on a String. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at WOAS Podcast, and also on iTunes.
World on a String is hosted by James Curgenven and Tom Joshi-Cale, and you can find me on Twitter at James Curgenven.
And you can find me at AceDoTerra1. All music on the show is original music by James Curgenven.